What did they play? Cloud.
How often do you do that? How often do you change a play?
Every here and there, maybe.
I mean, the guy had you pinned, didn't he? Didn't he have your arm pinned?
Yeah, but it was like he threw the pass to make it like either I get a flag or I make the catch.
Jamar, looking at the standings, Thursday's game becomes that much more important for you guys in order to stay in the hunt in the division. How much are you treating this game like a must-win at home? We need to play 4 quarters of football to win and potentially keep us in the race.
Well, this next game is always the most important game just because it's a divisional game also. But just the rankings that we got going on, the standings where we at right now. We know the Steelers going to try to come in and raw dog us and kill us, but we're going to be ready for that challenge and we're going to be waiting for it.
Can you ride a little bit of this momentum? I mean, the fourth quarter.
I mean, we're going to see how it goes. At the end of the day, we still got to capitalize on it for game time, but other than that, we're going to try to get it as far as we can.
And then what do you think of that touchdown to Jamar down the sideline?
It was a great play. Great play to put us in range to try and make a play at the end of the game to win the game. It would have been even better if we would have won. So.
Zach says that after a game like this, he still knows he doesn't have to tell you guys that this locker room still has confidence. Where is this locker room's kind of mentality right now?
I think everybody just wants to win. I think that's the biggest thing. We aren't in the game to lose. We aren't in the league to lose. So that's our biggest focus. And I think if it's not, then we have problems. But I don't think that's the case at all.
No moral victories, obviously.
Exactly.
But that first drive of the third quarter, how important do you think that could be going forward?
Yeah, I mean, 21-play drive, and you go down and score. I think that's great. I think that's something that we can definitely build off of. And go forward from there.
Was there a physicality about that drive that kind of stood out to you? It seemed like you guys were not only able to throw the ball, but also run and push people off.
I'm not sure. I haven't been able to watch it yet. But obviously, something was going right for us to be able to have that many plays and drive down the field. So. Against a really good defense, also, they're a good defense. So, yeah.
How much of the first 4 drives do you feel like is just getting used to a new quarterback type of stuff that you guys had to kind of work out some of those kinks and find that comfort?
Yeah, there's definitely a factor of that there for sure. Different cadence, all of those things. Different in and out of the huddle, things like that. But once the ball snapped, I mean, it's back. I mean, you're playing football, and I think Joe did a great job of, like, obviously he got here on Tuesday, and he did a great job of having everybody where they needed to be at. 2-minute drive, all that stuff, and he just kind of worked seamlessly. So there's a little bit of like kinks along the way, but I don't think nearly big enough to be an issue for why we didn't win. You know what I'm saying? So
getting some rhythm on offense. How much could that potentially carry into Thursday? It's a short week. You had the change with Joe on Tuesday, and 4 days from now you're playing the Steelers.
Yeah, I think it could definitely carry over for sure. I think the biggest thing is like every game is like kind of like you can obviously carry momentum over to the next game, but like every game's kind of in a vacuum, so we have to do that again next game. You know what I'm saying? Starting early. We can't rely on we had it going at the end of the second half. It's just going to roll seamlessly. We're going to have to go ahead and take it this next game and get on a roll and do that early on so that we can put a complete game together as a team. So it definitely gives momentum, but at the same time, it's like you have to you have to reestablish it every game. So
football is an 11-man sport, and I think when I talk about us executing properly, it comes down to us doing those things, doing the little things.
How much more physical did you guys feel like you were at the first drive of the second half?
It felt definitely more physical in the second half. I think that was a big part of our game plan, and unfortunately it wasn't enough for us to win, but we definitely felt more physical.
What were your first impressions of Joe?
Joe did a great job. I think for him coming in when he came in less than a week ago to be able to go out there and call the game like he did, even in 2 minutes there, I think at the end of half, which is just really impressive. But that's who he is, man. That's who he's been his entire career.
What you guys did in the second half, does that give you confidence on a short week going into essentially a must